Hey fellow farmers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Dino Armageddon, Episode 5, Setting Up Aquaponics. And we are just a little bit of abyssalite away from the sea cone. I'll probably not end up ranching jabos, so we could just like kill it for fillet. I don't have a method of cooking it though, so I suppose that might be a little wasteful. I was wondering if there was any other easily accessible oxalite. I mean, I could mine up this way, but I'm not going to. Shield, you leveled up again. Nice. We'll give you field research. You know, one thing I hadn't done in a while is giving them new hats. So you get the field research hat, you get the super hard digging hat, you get the ranching hat, I guess. Kind of a ways to do it. Well, yeah, I guess that's fine. Okay, that got swept up. Great. Next time he's up here, cap it, and then we'll mine into it. There hasn't really been a lot of easily accessible polluted dirt that won't like cause a big mess. Because like this dirt is behind very pressurized gases, as is this, as is that. So this dirt I might be able to obtain. I'm not too worried about it because Seacomb aren't, their demand for dirt isn't massively high. And of course we will get some just from like compost, like alternative compost processing. So I guess that's fine. Keep it in the back of my head, looking for easy access polluted dirt that we can get en masse, though. So now that it's after hours, let's take a look. You are mining at what? 11. I like it. 275% digging speed. That's why he's just blitzing through the abyssalite, which is pretty tough stuff normally. Once we get down to the Lura, the Lura itself is in an oxygen environment, so we'll have another pocket of oxygen that we can play with. I think this is going to also be the first time we're getting it igneous, which is a good insulator for plumbing, piping, vents, etc. What is going on with this thing, though? Man, our liquid lock is just sad. We, like, moved 200 kilograms of water once, and then we're like, yeah, we're done. Just folks are way too busy, I guess. It is definitely one of the constraints as a result of only allowing 3 dupes is you have to be very careful about the scope of projects, because if it's out of scope, it just won't be done. Not within a reasonable time frame. So if we do end up going for the Rex, I'm assuming, yeah, the Rex, actually, no, this Rex has a bunch of dartles to eat, interestingly. If you're wondering, the dartles do, they procreate like crazy. Like, they're pretty quick. Alright, ranching just got done. Which is probably why the dartles are, I mean, part of it is like they're crawling on the ceiling, and the other part is like they're out procreating that Rex being able to eat them, which is interesting. What next research? I might not queue up any research here. I don't think any research helps me with my Seacomb farm. So I'm going to leave it blank so that our researcher can help to like tidy and supply. And power and all that jazz. Gold amalgam's a good metal ore to have as well because it's wider temperature tolerance. It's not quite as good as like steel, of course, but in slightly hot liquids, it, you know, like trying to get oil, we would want gold. Until, of course, you have access to steel. And we even got mafic down here, which is no, I was thinking of regolith. Regolith is the other filtration medium. But we're almost at that Lura plant, and then the Seacomb plant is just next to it, essentially. Soon. Who's got stress? Shield, do you have stress? Why? I mean, you can still be stressed even if your morale is like in the super positives as a result of having a bunch of, like, in this case, hungry and sopping wet. But honestly, his stress is like 0.6, so I'm not worried about it. So the last of the shale fertilizer is getting swept up, and then we'll tap this for the Seacomb. And this bin is going to block that Seacomb, so it's like not a great spot for it, I realize. I'll just change that at some point, once we have access to that area. Oh boy, we're basically there. Lura seed acquired. So this water is only 1,000. All right. It's not overpressurized, so it's not going to spread everywhere. That's good. And that bubble oxygen is going to be somewhat trapped behind this carbon dioxide because they can't free flow past each other, meaning that we will be able to breathe in a pocket down here. Oxygen is a little thin in the base. It's obviously thicker up top where the oxalite's still outgassing, but it's thinner and down below. So if we open up the oxygen overlay, as you can see, it gets thinner down here. I might want another diffuser for, like, this spot. Wouldn't be terrible. It's not like I'm lacking algae. I still have 8 tons of it, so let's just temporarily solve this low oxygen solution with another diffuser. I'm not going to come up with a high-tech solution for something that doesn't require one. Alright, the sweeps are done, so let's mine this and start the seacombing. See what the water levels look like, and then adjust, and then start building a zone for seacomb. I like it. Ooh, look at that. Someone's overjoyed. Sparkle streaking. Would like to see. Oh, and we just nabbed some pacu fillet from the Jabo. I don't know why you didn't eat it, but you didn't. Oh, and this liquid lock is that's food poisoning. That's unfortunate, but it is all set, so we don't need to dump anything more into it. How'd you even get food poisoning? Oh, because there's food poisoning on this pitcher pump. Why? That's weird. I'll ask him to disinfect it. I'm not too worried about it, though. Food poisoning is, like, very low risk. Alright, looks like my worry about the water level is a little unfounded, if I bothered to do the math, which I didn't. But we'll mine out a little bit more and readjust it. Once Macho's free, he's sleeping. And down here, we can plant our first seacomb. Now what I would like to have is I would like to have Lura, seacomb, and maybe Rexes before I bother with a more robust power grid for their processing. It doesn't hurt to necessarily amass seacomb and resin and tail feathers. Like, that's not a problem. So what I'm essentially trying to say is, like, I intend to amass that stuff. Deconstruct. And then, you know, we can resource process it once we have a better power grid that can deal with the power needs for that. Food poisoning is from the composter. Yeah, I did mention that I could put a sink in there, and I just didn't bother. I mean, it's not a big ask to do that, though. So I'll just hook it up so it's less annoying. Nope. I don't even want the meat. Alright, down here. We want organic polluted dirt. As a 9. And then compost disable. Now I know there's still rot to deal with. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. And then let's put a 9 planting the first seacomb so that we can actually get that done. And luckily the water level worked itself out that we'll have a lot of seacomb tiles. That's good. Sweet. So now it just needs, it's in the proper atmosphere, which is water. Now it just needs polluted dirt. And what I can do is I can start mining up the polluted dirt. Ooh, that's under sand, though. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, let's do it like this. Getting the polluted dirt and being able to fertilize with it. So this could be my vertical shaft down, I guess. And that gives us opportunity to get more dirt, more sand as filtration medium, and more exploration done. A lot of polluted oxygen, but without a suit dock, you know, oh well. Oh, which reminds me. Suit dock and all. We're going to want brute force refinement so we can punch our way into having some refined nickel. I'm surprised I haven't... Well, this is massive boulder, but I'm surprised I haven't found more interesting geysers around here. Been pretty inactive. Nah, nothing. I know I haven't been doing a lot of exploration, but I would have thought I'd find more than one so far. So Macho's making sure that we have that sink. And all we need to do is open up this door for it to become reachable. It might be wise for me to just like put in a jumbo battery at some point rather than these small batteries that like bottom out in the middle of the night. Because I think one of the reasons why my oxygen's low is it's just the things run out of power in the middle of the night, and we haven't been, you know, they just need a little bit of a little extra treadmill running. What did I queue up here? What is going on in this? What is that? I can't cancel it. It's a bug? Alright, there we go. Seacomb is now growing. Sweet. Yeah, I think that's a bug. So, copy settings, paste. It's going to be Seacomb everywhere, and that bug is obviously going to be annoying to me. So, I'm going to save and load. Because I'm going to be like, hey, what's this blueprint? And I know for a fact I'm going to wonder that continuously. So we're about an eighth of the way before the asteroid murders us. Yep, okay, it's fixed. But now that we have a source of phyto oil, I'm not too worried. So let's talk about the next pieces. So phyto oil. If you want to make biodiesel, needs bleach stone. Fortunately, there's bleach stone freaking everywhere. All I'd really need to do is to tap into one of these biomes and stick it in a waterlogged box, and I'd have bleach stone for days. So bleach stone is not something that I necessarily need to ranch dartles for, because there's no way there isn't enough bleach stone out here. There's bleach stone everywhere. So bleach stone is just not a non-factor as far as biodiesel goes, I would say. So we have the phyto oil from Seacomb. It is going to need water. I know I have a salt water here, but I'd prefer if we just found like a regular water geyser. That would solve some issues as well. I don't necessarily want to run out of water. However, none of my farms right now actually consume water. It's not like bristleberries or something that is going to like plow through my water supply. So we have the source of phyto oil. Bleach stone's everywhere, and we can emulsify the phyto oil and bleach stone to get biodiesel. And then biodiesel plus peat or fertilizer and some sort of refined metal equals the shot that we need to blow up the asteroid. So at this point, what's probably most important is for us to start to get the suits together before even bothering with plastic. So I'm not even going to bother with the lure right now. I'm going to build a... what is it? How do you spell Rex? H. Build a Rex ranch. I'm going to build a Rex ranch. What I might end up doing is build a Rex ranch here, displacing a lot of bleach stone, and then waterlogging a box for the bleach stone that I can use later for the emulsification to make biodiesel. Something like that. But before I actively work on that, I did want to... So the lure seed here, let's sweep at 9 so I don't lose it. I did want to get a fair portion of the polluted dirt so that I don't really have to worry about running out of fertilizer for the Seacomb. Making sure that the Seacomb is continuously being farmed so we have a lot of the Seacomb fronds that can be turned into phyto oil once it comes time. Yeah, there is this really sad dartle here who's like basically compressed meat block, for lack of a better term. Alright, so brute force from it just got done. I'm going to keep this very simple, where I'm just going to plop it right there, and then smack it for some metals. Some basic metals. I'm going to start working towards suits on Macho, because he's probably going to be the one to spend the most time outside of our liquid locks. And speaking of liquid locks, let's go and auto bottle a lock for this. So we can keep the atmos separate. Alright, next research. I'm going to go up to sound amp. I don't really know what other sources of power I want. Because, I mean, one thing I could consider is biodiesel. You know, you can... Oh, that's weird. It's like a self-referential. We could get oil for the sake of power and biodiesel for the sake of intrastellar missile, whatever it's called. The ICBM. Because I haven't found like a hydrogen vent or anything else that would be like, oh yeah, obviously that would be good for power. I haven't found anything quite like that yet. I love how he just like dumps a bottle of water in his head. It's like, oh yeah, I got soggy. It's like, I mean, yeah, you did. Slightly by design. Maybe a good place for bleach stone. Actually, if I'm emulsifying, I might want the emulsifier on the other side of the airlock. Maybe? Because I was thinking I could put a chest in here for the bleach stone. And then I could emulsify, like, here or something within the base. Because as you're holding the bleach stone, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe it outgasses as you're carrying it. It only outgasses when it's, like, on the ground or in a box that isn't submerged. If I'm not mistaken. I think what to do is I'll just have a double jumbo and get rid of the normal. Get rid of the single. And that way we don't have brownouts every other night or every night. Oh my god, that is a lot of oxygen. That is a highly compressed fart. That's what that is. That's enough fart to rupture your colon. Oh yeah. Mega fart. Okay, we did run out of fertilizer. All the more reason to come down here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to prioritize this to 8 so that the sea comb keeps going. Because at the moment it's like stopped. So it looks like this is a... Oh, God. That's funny. The polluted dirt here is outcasting as fast as it can to the point where, like, this is breathable. This is, like, fairly pressurized given that it's vacuuming out to space. But my point is, it seems like there's barely any space between the wrecks and the next biome that gets up to the meteor blaster. So it shouldn't take too much effort to get all the way up there. Alright, and it looks like the why is the liquid lock weird? Well, liquid lock, regardless, is done. Even though it's a little weird. Intra-cosmic ballistic shot. I see BS. That sounds about right. Okay, shine nymph again, I guess. We already have the barracks door closed, so it's not like it's going to harm us. Alright, we did deliver a bunch of polluted dirt, so it's growing again. Good. And things in our base are, for the most part, pretty stable. Morale is looking fine. And in fact, so fine that we're getting points being all the way down here. Let's give you plumbing. So I'm working also up to pyrotechnics with sushi, because pyrotechnics is how you actually make blast shot. So someone needs to actually have the skill to use the blast shot maker. So it'll be sushi. So that's, I think, the first iron we've spotted. We have a bit of a way to go to get down to the, So if I set these ladders up to igneous, I should say, we could locally source the material, because we've been digging through igneous. So I'll do that, and I think that will help, Macho get through this quicker, potentially. Oh, you know what I just realized is this polluted dirt is emitting polluted oxygen to the point where, like, eventually this polluted oxygen is going to come flooding out. Unless I, like, mine here and diagonally backfill. Maybe I'll do that. Because I don't really want a situation where this high pressurized pocket goes boom. Because then we have, like, popped ears and yucky lungs at the same time. That's, like, a pretty bad combination. It's even to the point where, like, it might even be beneficial for me to just, like, filter this stuff, but supplying the filtration medium for that sounds like needless labor to me. Brownout time. It'd also be a good idea for us to at least punch our first few filtered nickel. And the byproduct, of course, is like sand too. But if we want that, we're gonna probably want a bigger battery, because we brown out all the time. Yeah, and because I used igneous, and there's just a pile of igneous here, he's getting through this ladder faster, which is good. Oh, hey, what's this? Cool steam vent. Ooh. That could be useful. Yeah, that could be really useful. It's good to know. I'll keep that tidbit locked away in the old brain cage. So the polluted dirt here, I'm going to want to sweep before it sublimes or whatever. So I'm going to high priority clean that up on 9s so it doesn't go nowhere. I don't think we really need to go much lower than this, so I'm just going to stop the ladder at right there. Because there's nothing down here that we're working towards anymore. We got the dirt that I think we needed most. And now we can start working on the top part. Up here. Working towards the Rex suit stuff. Once we have got the batteries, I'll also start refining metals in the rock crusher. So that we can build the actual suit dock stuff as well, because that requires refined metals. So sand amps just got done. Nice. And it does look like someone's picking this stuff up. Good. Yep. That's probably their max carry weight. I wouldn't mind mining this polluted dirt up as well. The reason I didn't mine this stuff is it would shift all the sand down, because sand abides by gravity, so if you mine under the sand, it will shift, and then all that oxygen goes out. It does say I have insufficient oxygen generation. That's because this hasn't had algae delivered. That's a very avoidable problem. Alright. Polluted dirt is almost piled away. Now that we are reliant upon polluted dirt, I'm also going to track that as a resource that we keep pinned. So that when we run low, I can remedy that situation. But the sea comb is still going. It's all good. We got our first refined nickel. And with that nickel, once we get a little bit more of it, we can start putting the exosuit forge, the checkpoints, and the docks in where they belong. Why are you just standing there? I caught him. I feel like a taskmaster or something. I see you doing nothing, and he's like, whoa, no! But like legit, he was just standing there like an idiot. Shouldn't have been. He should have been working. Okay, good. The wall got done, so we can mine this up too. I'll have that be a high priority dig errand. It did just further pressurize the gases in here, but like that's a problem for future me, not present me, or maybe never. I might never tap that. All right, and the good news. Now that we have a bunch more batteries, we probably won't have the nightly brownouts, or at least working towards avoiding that. Fire pole would be pretty nice for the vertical shaft within the base, so I'll get that. I don't think we have like loads and loads and loads of metal available for it, but like whatever, I'd invest. Also, what was it? Oh, this is polluted dirt too. Hey, did you guys move that part of the way and then just like give up? So if I click on this, it should pivot through all the polluted dirt outside. And I'll set it up all in 9 sweeps, so I don't waste any of it. Some of it is just going to be like food that rotted, that got processed. And that's like not enough for me to really be worried about. Okay. Some sort of emergency for like a quarter of a second. Good to know. So until those sweep tasks are done, I'm not going to really queue up anything else. And Sushi, you are sopping wet, yucky lungs, that combination, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Again, stress is not a factor that I have to worry about too much, but I shouldn't ignore it either. So without a better spot for this, I've actually never mined up bleachstone yet, so I don't have it in the element filter. But this will be a bleachstone box until I have like a better spot to put it. So Macho, you are delivering polluted dirt, and then once the last of the polluted dirt is scooped, which I think he's headed to now, that indicates that I can start working on a Rex farm. So the Rex farm I intend to make is going to be like the barest of bare bones. It's going to be honestly straight up pathetic. And I fully intend for it to be like garbage because I don't want to long-term farm Rexes, or ranch Rexes, I should say. I'm just looking for some tail feathers to get some Atmo suits, and that is it. It's just enough to get an Atmo suit. Or a few Atmo suits. With that in mind, it's going to look something like this. We'll have the suit checkpoint right before the liquid lock, and then like 3 docks top and 3 docks bottom. So ideally 6 suits. I don't even think I really need a jetpack suit, because we don't need to be jetting around on the surface. And the other issue that I've found is if you jet around on the surface, well, I mean, I guess we're not cooking in this colony, but generally what I found is once I have a jet suit, your chef will take the jet suit and like collect random meat from all the voles outside. And that's like super annoying because it's like a terrible waste of fuel, and it takes a very, very long time for them to travel around. I honestly straight up find it a little infuriating when they do that. I'm like, no, stop using my like jetpack for stupid cooking errands. The dumbest use I can think of. Asteroid is getting big in the background. It sure is. It's a good indicator that it's going to kill us. Well, all right, technically not. It will kill everything there, but as you can see, we kind of live there-ish. So I'd like to get rid of it. I'd like to blow it up. So the only worry that I have is it's going to be pretty cold on my dupes to be up here without a suit on, but it's kind of unavoidable because you need the tail feathers first. So be it. We suffer a little bit. Sort of curious, should I bother getting a, what is your skills? Shield. You already have electrical engineering. I might want to put the manual generator behind a door and have a power station in there. For tune-ups. Oh, wrong material. I think I'm going to do that. Alright, so power, manual gen, pneumatic door, and that means research-wise after refined, we'll go for, oh, I already have the power control chip. Yeah. What else haven't I built? So ethanol distiller, algae distiller, don't really care. Fertilizer, don't care. No one's been injured, so I haven't needed triage. Or not injured enough. The lums I fought didn't really hurt me all that bad. So, just saving up some refined metal for the power control, and we'll stick that there. Oh, and it's giving me the information about the Atmo suits. So here's the checkpoint, and I'm going to disable the checkpoint so we can actually travel through it, because obviously we don't have suits until we get the tail feathers off the Rex. But that's where the checkpoint will be, and then we'll have suit docks behind it with like some sort of oxygen feeding filter, probably attached to automation wires. Gloves. I'm going to guess gloves. Nope. White capris. Nifty. Fire pole. Let's do it. I am not going to make this high priority. It's going to be a fire pole when you got the time. But at least it's there as a 1. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Dino Armageddon, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow dupes.